Okay. Good evening and welcome to episode 57. As always, we will start with our gratitude attitude. So, if you would please gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath. As you exhale, relax your body. Take another deep breath. As you exhale, let all the tension in your muscles melt away. Take one more deep breath. This time, completely let yourself go. Now, think of one thing that you are thankful for that happened in the past 1 week. Once you identified that, think about why you are thankful. And now let's set it free. If you're by yourself, say it out loud what you are thankful for and why. If you are with someone, tell it to each other. Okay, I'm sure you heard the phrase, you are what you eat. I recently came back from a vacation. Although mindful of my diet, eating out every day on a vacation caused me to gain a few pounds. You see, when we eat out, especially other than salads, right? Mostly what we are eating is processed food. Even when I was making healthier choices, that processed food caused me to gain some weight. So I thought today we can talk about what it means to eat healthy and what kind of effect does food have on our body as well as our mind. Let's first start with the low hanging fruit and talk about the effects of food on our bodies. Most of us have sometimes during our lifetime tried some variation of a diet. We wanted to lose some weight. If you had the discipline, you succeeded in losing a few pounds. The problem is, if you're like most people, the moment you stop your diet, you gain back most, if not all, of your weight. Nowadays, there are so many diet options. It's insane. I even saw the so called psychological based diet. Not sure how it works, but the point is, there are just about a million options out there. I gone through different diet phases in my life as well. What really worked for me were two things. One is self-control. If I was particular about not putting any junk in my mouth, it would work. The moment I gave to temptation, all bets were off, right? The second thing, which I thought was really useful, was the lack of processed food in our diet. So after my heart attack, I stopped most, if not all, processed food. And that, my friends, was a real kicker. My weight was just balanced. My appetite actually increased, but the weight gain stopped. So if you're trying to lose a couple of pounds, try that next time when you decide to go on a diet. There are other benefits of not eating processed food as well. According to a National Institute of Health study, heavily processed food causes overeating, and weight gain. It's not good for us. In their study, people who ate processed food on average gained 2 pounds a month. Those who did not eat processed food actually lost 2 pounds. So actually, there's a 4-pound differential. In this study, the ultra processed and unprocessed meals had the same amount of calories, sugars, fiber, fat, and carbohydrates. So everyone was given the same. One had processed, one had unprocessed, but the calories and everything was the same, right? And they could eat as much or as little as they wanted. Even a bagel and a cream cheese are considered processed food. So it is important to know what we put in our bodies. Processed foods are full of chemicals. They also tend to be addictive. These products make up 60% of daily calories in an American diet, and they are full of sugar. When we stop eating processed, our health improves. There's actually a laundry list of benefits, including better sleep, weight loss, better mood, better immune response, and so forth. In the yogic system, there's a whole world about sattvic and non sattvic foods. We'll keep that discussion for another day. Can food affect our psychology? So, my dad always says this, that who cooks your food has an impact on you psychologically. I never believed that or agreed with that for the longest time. But then I started to notice a trend. Sometimes when I ate out, not always, but sometimes when I ate out, I would get these violent dreams. And I'm a lucid dreamer, so I generally remember parts of my dreams. After tracking this for a year or so, I'm convinced that who cooks your food has an impact on you. When we eat out, a lot of times, the line cooks are people who have recently been released from prisons as part of the rehabilitation program, which is great. But maybe that's what drove those dreams. I don't know. Again, I have no scientific evidence to back this up. So please take it with a grain of salt. Mindfulness actually comes very handy when we are trying to eat healthily. Mindful eating allows us to only eat when we are hungry as opposed to eating for the sake of eating. It also allows us to eat what's right for us instead of what's right in front of us. And there lies the kicker. When we eat impulsively, we have no idea what we are eating and in what quantity. Mindful eating takes charge of our impulsiveness and helps us stay the course. Research shows that meditation helps stop overeating. It decreases binge eating and so called emotional eating. Emotional eating is the use of food as a way to deal with feelings and emotions. We all know that meditation reduces stress, and a lot of people overeat because of stress. So, how can meditation help with all this, you might ask? It's quite interesting, actually. According to a National Institute of Health study again, high cortisol levels in our body tend to cause weight gain. Another NIH study found that meditation and mindfulness help reduce cortisol level in our bodies. Go figure, who knew? So, our Tuesday evenings are for diet, if anyone asks. So, today we'll try what is known as a taking and giving meditation. As always, we'll first settle down in our hearts. Then we'll imagine we are taking pain and suffering from other living beings. You can either imagine a group of people with a specific ailment, such as people suffering from COVID 19 or cancer or diabetes or what have you, or all the people in the war regions. Or you can imagine a specific individual you may have in mind. We'll imagine all of their suffering gathered in the form of dark clouds. We'll imagine that with every inhale, we are taking away their suffering. And as we exhale in the form of bright light, we are giving them happiness and a pain free status. And this is a new meditation we are introducing. So I'll, of course, guide you through the whole process. So if you're ready, let's begin. Please get into your meditation posture in a cross seated position. If you are sitting on a chair, keep your legs straight. Make sure your back is straight, your shoulders leveled, eyes gently closed. Keep your mouth just a little bit open. That way, any tension you may have accumulated in your jaws dissipates. Put your palms in your lap, right over left, thumbs gently touching each other. Now, take a deep breath. As you exhale, let all the tension in your body melt away. Take another deep breath. As you exhale, completely relax your body. Bring your attention to the sensation of your breath. Feel the cool air as you breathe in. Feel slightly warmer air as you breathe out. Keep your focus on the sensation of your breath for about a minute or so on your own. Now bring your attention at your heart. Imagine everything that happened before this moment melts into light and disappears. Things that have not yet happened are not real anyway. So there is just this moment. Enjoy the peaceful nature of this moment. There is nothing to do, nowhere to go. Just enjoy. Now, think of a specific person or a group of living beings whose pain you would like to take and give them a life without suffering. Imagine their pain is gathering in the form of dark clouds on a stormy day. It gets darker and darker getting darker. Now, as you inhale, imagine you are inhaling that dark cloud, their pain in the form of that dark cloud. With every inhale, you're taking on their pain. Now, imagine as you exhale bright light, which takes away their suffering. With every exhale, bright light touches them, takes away their suffering. Continue with this practice until you find deep joy at your heart. Hold on to that joy at your heart for about a minute or so on your own. When you're ready, gently open your eyes. Any questions?
No question, just a comment. This relationship between food and you are what you eat and people cooking. I think we have some experiences with that as well. We definitely believe in that. Also with processed food. I mean, you know, Heather has severe arthritis in one of her knees, and the day she eats processed food with excessive gluten, next day she can feel it immediately.
Immediately, right?
Yeah. So
It
there's
is-
absolutely no doubt that there's a direct connection there.
yeah, it is crazy. And, so many people don't know that. If we start putting that into practice, I think
Yeah.
a lot of our ailments will go away, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And what you talked about, mindful eating and just not dieting, just mindful eating, it
Yeah.
makes a lot of difference.
Yeah, I used to be one of those guys. If you put in front of me, I'll eat it.
Yeah. Well, to some extent, I am still one of these. I mean, Heather does a lot of control, partly
Right?
because of her knee, but partly just she wants to do it that way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm still working on myself. I
Yeah.
would you put in front of me if things are in house, I will eat it. Yeah,
Yeah. 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 And I'm telling you, man, it's life and day. I mean, night and day. Once you get it, uh,
yeah,
the relationship between food and your health is
yeah,
just eye opening.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, something someday we should discuss about Satvik and Tamsik as well. I think I'm very interested in them and as
Yeah. Yeah. Would be happy to. Would be happy to.
well. Yeah.
So, all right, my friend. Thank
All
you.
right.